Before we end this chapter, a little program to help you understand how to work with tables and keeping track of totals, totals for the line and totals for the whole table, the grand total. So when I run this over here, you see that I have a little table over here. I haven't done any formatting for it. And over here I just have the line total. 6 plus 8 is 14, plus 10 is 24, 12 plus 14 is 26, plus 16, 42. So over here we're keeping track of the total for the line, or this line here. And over here the grand total is the total for all these numbers over here. You could calculate them two different ways. You could add these to the grand total all the time, or what you can do is just add the line totals. That should give you the same result. In fact, you can calculate them both ways and make sure that they match. So where do we use those subtotals and the grand totals? Well, over here I start with some number and I'll set it at 4, and I'll start the grand total at 0 because we haven't started adding all the values in the table yet. Now over here we have a nested for loop. The outer loop is the rows, and you see that we have 1 through 5, line 1, line 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then over here we use 3 columns, column 1, column 2, column 3. So for each line over here we calculate the new number. We do that by just adding 2 continuously. You see that over here, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, etc. We want to show what it is, and then we put a little space in between to keep it on the same line. And then what we do in this version over here, we add that number to the subtotal, and the subtotal is set to 0 before we go to the inner loop, not the outer loop but the inner loop. So before each inner loop we reset the subtotal because we're going to go to a new line. We can also add that number to the grand total. The grand total is set to 0 before we go into the outer loop. And then if we want to show the subtotal, we do that after the inner loop. So here's the inner loop, and over here we just show the subtotal. If we want to show the grand total, we do that after we go through the whole nested loop, after we've had all the numbers over here. And you see that we print that over here. That's this one over here. So make sure that you don't forget a couple of things. Your grand total always set to 0 before the whole nested loop. Your subtotal set to 0 before you go through each inner loop. If you want to show the line total, then you want to do that after each time that you go through the inner loop, after you're done with that loop. And the grand total is then shown after you go through all of the nested loops.